All children, no matter where they live or their circumstances, have the right to quality education. But in Nigeria, there is a huge challenge, as 1 in every 5 of the world's out-of-school children is said to be in Nigeria, a situation the country has battled with even before the outbreak of the coronavirus pandemic. In this report, TVC News Senior Correspondent Sharon Ijasan examines how pupils from poor backgrounds are struggling not to be left behind in learning.
While the Nigerian government is still contemplating on whether to keep schools shut or wait for the coronavirus pandemic to go away before reopening, most pupils are left without alternative form of education. Experts believe that the situation may lead to a total loss of an academic year and thousands of attendant social ills. In my quest to find children who don't have access to online learning, I met Ruth Akintade, not a real name. After seeking consent from my parents, I met her playing with her friends who, like Ruth, have been idle for more than 4 months. Filled with lots of aspirations and dreams, she tells me she missed her friends and she is not aware that others are still learning new things via the internet.
We are just playing at home.
So what do you want to be in future?
I want to be a hairdresser and a doctor.
Okay. So you want to have the skill of using your hands to make hair and also be a medical doctor?
Yes.
But you know you have to work hard for that.
In Nigeria, about 10.5 million children are not in school, even though primary education is officially free and compulsory. In the northern part of the country, the picture is even bleaker, with a net attendance rate of 53%. Getting out of school children back to learning poses a massive challenge. Recently, the federal government gave school owners in the country up to the 29th of July 2020 to meet specific guidelines towards reopening of schools. Such guidelines include provision of temporary isolation centers and fully equipped clinics in each school before reopening. Private school owners are also to construct additional structures and employ more teachers to ensure that pupils adhere to the 2-meter spacing system in classrooms. They are also to ensure soap and buckets are available for regular safe water supply, among others.
While the federal government is still contemplating on reopening schools, there seems not to be preparedness in public schools. Infrastructure decay, poor sanitary condition, absence of safety measures as recommended by the WHO. Across the globe, safety measures are being implemented to ensure safe return of students to the classrooms, to ensure that no child is left behind.
For more than a month, I monitored schools across the country. It was not a sight to behold, especially with the reality of stretched facilities previously experienced. Many expressed worry that class size reduction of 12 to 15 pupils with desks spaced 6 feet apart will be achievable. Other challenges border on unplanned and rapid move to online learning with no teacher training and adequate software. The implication will be that without investment, only students from affluent background will get better education.
For the government school, there is nothing like online teaching. What about the pupils going to such a school? What would they do concerning that? So, like my children now, they are attending a private school. But it's not all schools that are doing online teaching. They are not in their school, they are not doing any online teaching.
Section 18 of our Constitution mandates every level of government to provide equal and adequate opportunity of education for every level of persons. And of course, if you go again to Section 18 sub 3, the same mandate still remains with respect to these children and the malay that is just befalling us now. I think the responsibility of government is increased.
According to findings, 95% of students in Switzerland, Norway and Austria have a computer to use for their schoolworks, while only 25 to 40% have a personal computer in developing countries. The high cost of data and digital tools make this only affordable for the upper class.
The government is supposed to help us with our internet service and help us with the light issues. so that we can be able to watch. And those of us that we don't have DSTV, we use GoTV, and there are not most of the channels to use on GoTV. School should be resumed so that students can learn and prepare for their exams. We won't be able to participate well, and our grades will be shut down. It's going to be low.
According to reports, Nigeria needs at least 200,000 megawatts of power for its over 200 million people, but struggles with just 4,000 to 5,000 megawatts. Faced with this challenge, there are worries over what will be the plight of Ruth Akintade, who has no access to online learning, but still struggles to catch up by reading in the dark to meet up with her peers. This was even before the COVID-19 pandemic.
Burnt.
Sharon Ijasan, TVC News, Lagos.